And for those guys that are going to be watching on Google Classroom, this is the lecture on organ donation. Now, a lot of you guys might ask, and you guys talk, don't just sit here and be asleep, okay? Shoot, it's summertime. Hey, you're probably going, why are we doing organ donation? It's driver's ed. Well, I can tell you because they tell me I have to. My guess is they do it because when you apply, when you fill out your application form, on here there's going to be a spot that says, do you want to be a donor? All right, and so they want to make sure that you thought about it or whatever. So, I mean, we have to do it. We have to do it one lesson. It's not very long. It's organ donation lesson. It's not very long, but I think it's a dozen slides. And we have to also do one on carbon monoxide. They're mandated. To be an approved driver education course, we have to do it. So that's why we're doing it. And that way when you check the box or not, we'll know. So what's the first question in the study guide? What's number one? Someone read it to me. Okay, so let's go to number two and do the definition first. So definition, we're not going to write all these words down. We're just going to write some of them because I threw a bunch of organs in there for examples. But, so the definition of organ donation is, so we start with this word here. So number two we'll write transplanting organs, and then you stop. Don't write anything after that. Transplanting organs. All right, we got that far? So on number two, study guide, for those watching the camera, we're at number two on page 20. Transplanting organs, now I'm going to say this, but don't write it, such as, but not limited to, kidneys, lungs, pancreas, okay? There's other things. So we go transplanting organs, and we start right here again, from one person to another, right, boss man? Transplanting organs you have, now you're going to write from one person to another. Who's in need? Who is in need of a new organ? You don't have to write that whole thing. Just put transplanting organs from one person to another who is in need. That's good enough, right? All right, good. So that's a definition. Pretty simple. All right. But number one said, why? Now, this might be the reason that they want us to do it. They want you to think of it. Because this is the answer. You can actually look at me and I'm going to give you the answer without my mouth. The answer number one is, that is the answer. Now, if you write I don't know on that line, it's not that you don't know the answer. That is the answer, that I don't know. When people are asked, are you an organ donor? What you need there? What do you need? What were you doing? You want me to take your phone away? No. Is it a nice one? I can give it to my children for their Christmas present or something. It's an iPod. Oh, it's an iPod. All right, get those headphones out of your ears. Be nice to me now. I'll be nice to you if you're nice to me, right? No texting. You just crashed your car. Can you text and drive? No. Can I text and drive? No. It doesn't matter how old you are. Is texting and driving legal? No. Can you talk on your phone and drive? You can when you're 18. So you guys can't till you're 18. You can't use your phones in the car till you're 18, period. So I'll let you use your phone, if we pull over and stop and shut the car off, and then you can text your friend. So you can't even do it at stop signs. You're like, well, just check it real quick. Don't do that. All right, back here to driver's ed, to organ donation. That is actually the answer. So when they ask, why are you a donor? Most people go, I don't know. Never thought about it. I don't know. So the answer for number one is actually, I don't know. How do you spell that? Is that how you say it?
I don't have the time to answer to why you're an organ donor. You're donating organs after you're dead.
Well, the people don't mark it, and they go, and then they say, I don't know, and they go, really? And but we just want you to think about it. And so Matt's already maybe thought about it a little bit, and when it asks, you can go, I've already decided no. Or maybe you're like, I'm already dead, you can have them. Whatever your thinking is, but at least you've thought about it. That's what we hope. And you don't have we're going to cover some things where people are like, well, I didn't want it because, and hopefully we can answer some of those. One of them, the big ones that come up is religion, but the three major religions that you think of, Christian, Jewish, and Muslim, they all are okay with organ donation. So if you needed to talk to your preacher, your pastor, your bishop, or father, whatever you call them, priest, ask them all about it. But again, this is just to, so that you have thought about it. So we want you, like I think number 9 in the next page, it's gonna ask you, do you wanna be, and why? And some of you are going, I haven't decided yet, and that's okay. But at least we're thinking about it, and you are gonna fill out the form, and you can even just go, I'm not sure yet, leave it blank. When I was 16, I didn't fill it out. I didn't check it. I didn't when I was 18. I did when I was 21, and now I just always check it. And there's actually a way to if you don't want to do it, there's just a little process. It's not very hard. If you're like, I changed my mind, so I want to keep everything when I die. So, all right. So here we go. So, I don't know where these fit, and maybe there's some on here that don't. But are there age limits? Is that a question? Okay. So is there an age limit for organ donation? Yes or no? Yes, no?
I would say lower limit or upper limit.
Either end. Is there an age limit on either end from like you have to be a certain age or you can't be a certain age? Well, let's see. What do we think? There is none. Now, you think about organ donation. Manny brought up when I died. But let's just talk about being alive. Can you donate organs while you're alive?
Yes.
Yes. What do you got 2 of that you could give away?
Kidneys.
You hear that sometimes. Bone marrow is on the list. Don't know why, because it doesn't seem like an organ, but it is. People do skin. Little girl's playing and she spills hot boiling milk or something. And it burns her skin off. They can take skin off, usually off the big parts of your body, your butt, and your legs and stuff. They can peel it and graft it on. And skin is a giant organ. It's the biggest one you got. They can do lobes and things. The liver will regenerate, so you could have your liver and take a part of your liver, take someone else's liver, put that yours, and it will actually grow there. So there are things you can do when you're alive. So, but most of the time we think about dying, right? Really, don't we, Maddie? I mean, a lot of times, you mean when you die, you want to give up your organs, which is a big part of it. And no matter what, your next of kin have the say-so. So if you decide, Jacob decides, I want to be, he needs to talk to his mom and dad so they know. And if they go, I don't want you to do that, well, please honor my wishes or whatever. I mean, and me, it's my wife. Your next of kin is your mom and dad, but for you, later it'll be your husbands or wives or, the people that you'll be with, they'll speak for you. So it's always there, because in that situation, you won't be able to talk. You're going to be on a machine and they're going to say, we're going to unplug it and what do you want to do and stuff, so they'll ask. Now there's ways to ensure or guarantee you could do a will, but most young people don't do wills. You can do a living will. A living will is free. You can do them online. You don't need a lawyer or anything. But you could say, a living will means you're alive but you can't speak. So, all right. So there are none. So now look, as young as newborns and 95. So I think I'm a pretty old fella, but I bet you my organs are pretty young. I bet you my heart and lungs are better than a lot of 30-year-old people that are smoking and sitting on their couch and not very active. And I bet you that a 20-year-old would say, I'll take that guy's heart, it's pretty good. So they have 95-year-olds that give organs up. But here's the hard one, babies. Because you understand, you're talking about a mom and a dad that are waiting for a liver that's not working. Baby's yellow, jaundice, and it's just not working. It's not cleaning the blood, and they're waiting and waiting, and it doesn't come. So they lose their baby daughter, who's 6 weeks old. And they are crying their eyes out. You talk about the opposite ends, personification, magnification of this situation. So a mom and a dad just lost their child, but because they were waiting, they thought, you know what, we're going to let our little tiny girl that's 6 weeks old, let those organs go to other babies that might be waiting. And then that mom receives a little heart, and their baby lives, and they're super happy. So you got one family that's crying, one family is super happy, but what they always talk about when they interview the people that have lost their loved ones is, one thing that makes it easier is they realize that my daughter saved this many lives, because both kidneys went to 2 different people, a heart went to somebody else, the lungs went here. You're like, it's kind of a cool way to think of it. So they're living on actually physically, not just spiritually, but physically, and people keeping them alive. So there are no age limits, none. Now, it says, however, if the donor is under 18, you can mark that thing right now, and it doesn't matter how old you are. Your next of kin will always have to say, you know, if I was still living at home and I was 20 years old, they would still ask mom and dad. So they have to. So it's there, but it's not. So what's the next one? How about this? I want to donate, but I can't afford it. There's no way I can afford that. That's expensive, paid for the doctors to, you know. Is that true? Is that a reason that you might not want to be a donor? No, I see heads shaking no. Yep, it's a myth. So, it does cost money, but if I was the sick guy, my insurance will take care of everything. Getting the organs, bringing them to me, and putting them in me, it pays for everything. The person that is dead, or even if I was alive and I decided I wanted to give a kidney to somebody, I'm not going to go in and pay money for that. Their insurance, they would pay for it. The recipients are responsible, so then they would take a kidney out of my bag. I'd go to the hospital, all those bills would be paid by the people getting the kidney, okay? So you don't pay anything, so you don't have to worry about that. Can you sell them? Illegally, I guess, but so when we say can you or may you, we're always asking about law. So don't, you know, because I mean, you could kill someone, you could steal lunch, you could go over to Holiday tonight and take a bunch of donuts and walk out or something, or can't fill your pockets with, that's stealing. Well, can you do it? Well, sure, I can do whatever I want. Well, yeah, you guys can all go get drunk and drive a car today too. But that's not right, it's against the law. So, when it says, can I sell my organs? No, it's against the law. And you think about it, I'm glad it's against the law, because I could go on eBay right now and eBay a kidney. And things would get ugly. If you started having money involved, you know, you've heard the line, follow the money. You find the crime if you follow the money. When money gets involved, I mean, I go, $1 million for my kidney, and I can list all, you know, how healthy I am, and my RH factor, and my immune system, and I can put my blood, and all this stuff, and they'd be like, that's a match. And someone would give me $1 million to save their son. I'd be like, yeah, I'm rich now, or something. That's, so. If you sold organs, it would be illegal. So no, you're not supposed to sell your organs. How about this? Is this in your book? Doctors will not try as hard to save you? Is that in there?
No.
They don't even know, Brad. They don't know. There's nothing in your medical records that says donor. So I look at Brad and he's sick. He's like, oh, he's a donor. I'm going to let him die. And again, why would you do it? Because selling organs is illegal. But now, if it was legal, who knows what would happen? That's money is so. This is not a money thing. So it's a myth. Doctors will try as hard to save you, where they don't know. But even if they did, you know, unless there's some black market dudes or something, but they try to save you. They don't know anything. They don't even know. How about this one? Oh, this is just a blank. What's the blank? I don't read. What do you need to know? 10% or under 18? What do you need to know? You need to know. So you need the blank 18. So 10% of the people waiting for livers are under 18. That's the blank you need. What number was that? 6? All right, so we're already up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 done. Woo! How about this? I would like to donate my organs, but I can't because I got some sicknesses.
False.
True or false? True. False.
Oh wait, it depends on the person.
Ah, you got it, my brother. The answer is it depends. Obviously. Do you want my lung if it's full of cancer?
No.
No. So with the medical advancements, they can check things out, and if there's something good, they're gonna take it. If there's something like, we don't want that. If you've been drinking booze your whole life, and you got a cirrhosis, scarred up hard liver you can poke your finger through, I don't want it. But you got a nice, good, red, soft, liver. You ever eaten liver?
It's delicious.
Do you like liver? I've eaten it and it's okay, but I wouldn't order it or anything at a restaurant. But I've eaten it. Sometimes when I shoot a deer, I've taken the liver out and eaten the liver and stuff. But
Venison's great.
what's that?
Venison's great.
Venison is good, I like it. So, anyways, I would want to eat a human liver though, because then I would go crazy. Isn't there a disease you get if you eat human flesh or something?
Yeah, but you have to eat a lot.
Yeah, but don't they go wacko or something, or it does something to the brain?
It's freaked out some infections.
Yeah. There's been a couple of movies on it, they're always scary. Like, what? And they're like, we'd like to have you over for dinner. We'd like to have you for dinner is what they meant to say, and then you come into their house and they boil you. So they say, oh, let me give you a hot bath. It's too hot. They throw some onions and carrots in there and they make stew. That would be that. So anyways, what the heck were we talking about? Oh, so they're going to evaluate the organs and everything, and so if you had some sicknesses, yes or no, it depends. That's a good answer. I'd like to be a donor, but when I die, I want an open casket so people can see me. Let's say that you thought that. So I can't be a donor because then I would look like Frankenstein and it would be like gross. Is that true or false?
All your organs in the funeral home anyway.
Yeah. So it's false. The surgery would be performed, but they make you look pretty darn good. You can't even tell. Watch a little 4-minute video and then talk to parents and all these questions come up and you're like, oh. In fact, I mean, this PowerPoint is old. And then I found the video last year and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's like my PowerPoint. So you'll probably start to laugh thinking I made my PowerPoint from the video. If you look at my date on this is old. But it's like, oh my goodness, this is my PowerPoint almost exactly. So, but yeah, it's a myth. It doesn't disfigure the body. You know, like you said, once they bring you in and all that fluid they put in you so they can have the funeral and stuff. Now, you might not care about it anyway. You might say, I just want to be cremated. So there is no open casket. I don't want anyone to see me. When I die, my family, my wife, my children can come in, say goodbye, throw me in the oven, light it up, and then they just put the ashes out there and some pictures, and they say, he was a good bald dude. You know, he started bald and he ended bald. In the middle of the year for a little while. It's kind of funny. He was handsome. Thank you. So anyways, whatever they say, and then, I don't want to have I personally don't want an open casket. I don't want people to, and I know everyone's different. Some people like that for closure. I see people kiss the body up there and stuff, and I'm like, But you know what I'm talking about. You've seen it, right? They'll hug and kiss and whatever and say goodbye, and then they close the casket, and then it's like sad. Yeah, it's already, I want my close family there and stuff, but that's me. So, but if you did want an open casket, you'd be okay. Question.
What about the skin?
Can you donate your skin?
Yeah, but like,
that's a great question. I'm not a doctor, never had that one asked to me. I know a skin, living tissue can be taken and given.
Yeah.
That would probably be something, hey, listen, let's just go here and then we'll see if this answers, because I don't know. I go to bed tonight and I die at midnight. My heart goes, and it's, okay? So the morning comes and the alarm goes off and my wife goes, she's already down cooking breakfast or whatever. She's like, Bill, the alarm going off, you better get up. Well, I'm not getting up because I'm dead. All of a sudden it's like 6:15, she's like, Bill, your students are going to be waiting for you, you better get up. I don't get up because I'm dead. Finally she's like 6:30 and she comes up there, just like, get me up. She's like, you better, Then she's crying because I'm dead. Okay? So I've been dead since midnight at 6, and she's like, she calls whatever, 911. They don't even send an ambulance because he's already dead. They send the whatever wagon to throw me in the morgue mobile or whatever. Throw me in it like Ghostbusters. And they're like, so can they use my organs?
Yeah.
I wonder. I've been dead since midnight. When blood stops flowing, that's what keeps things alive. You're breathing right now. Oxygen, cardiopulmonary, heart, lungs are switching now. Taking oxygen, pumping it through my body, in my brain. And I'm like, ooh, it's delicious. I get oxygen when I breathe out. Carbon dioxide comes out and it's exchanging. If I'm not giving my tissues oxygen and the nutrients they need, what are happening to the tissues?
Well, each organ has a period they can survive without
Yeah.
oxygen. Like your brain is.
That's why. Yeah, and that's why I said I'm not sure.
Your liver is like a day.
It might be a day, it might be hours. So if I've been dead for hours, I'm sure that starts to affect what organs can be. And some might be, maybe the heart needs to be going all the time because it's already dying. brains we know, the brain tissue is dying right away. So I'm not sure, and skin, so if you took skin off, like you would never, in an open casket, you don't see under clothes and stuff, so if they took skin from these areas or whatever to graft, I don't know, it might have to be very, very live, viable tissue right then. I don't think skin would stay very usable, you know. I've worked with dead bodies before, you know, when I was in college, a long time ago. But we went first, of course, like you guys, what have you guys done, frogs?
Yeah.
Have you done a shark yet?
I did pig fetus.
Oh, okay, who's done pigs? Pigs? So you're starting to do this stuff. We did that in college, and we did cats. Cats' muscles are, they striate just like humans, so we used those. And then we did people. And we're like, ooh, it was weird. You know, some people didn't like it. I didn't like it really, but it was, you look at muscles and joints, and they cut them, and it was all for, you know, eat. So, yeah. But I don't think you could probably take the skin off someone that was dead very long and use it. But like Maddie said, some things, I'd have to go ask a doctor. How long is a liver for? How long is a heart good for? Well, I don't know.
It also depends on the temperature.
Yeah, you know, what if you died outside and it preserved it? Or maybe it did the opposite. Maybe the warm weather, you know, so. Because you hear people frozen and they're like under the water and they come out and they somehow come alive again. You're like, this is a miracle. But the temperature kind of shut things down and actually preserved the brain, so crazy stuff. Anyways, so I don't know the answer. We'll have to call the doctor. Okay. So all it's saying is don't let things that you know aren't really true scare you into not. Obviously, you can see, and I need to be clear up to you. I'm an agency guy. I believe in freedom of choice. We choose what we want to do, and then whatever. You know, that's how your life works out, by your choices, and they affect you and other people. You need to choose. You're going to be recruited your whole life. You're going to see the commercials that I see. Everyone's busy at the train station, and he's like, donor. And everyone freezes to look, and then the one black guy who's got his glasses, and he's like, and then he goes, yep, and then he's like, and as he puts his paper in, where it starts, the guy goes, what? You know, so, and they'll do the gift of love and the gift of life, and they're going to recruit you, but this is a personal choice. So don't, you can already tell, this thing's trying to sell you into be a donor, be a donor. And I'm going to be honest, it is. But it's okay to say, for whatever reason, and you may not even know the reason right now. Feelings, I'd like your brain to be involved, but if it's not, and you just go, I can't answer you, Mr. Marish, I don't know, I just feel yucky about it. Like, what's that word, yucky? I know what yucky means. If you're like, I don't know why. That's okay, it's a feeling. They're powerful. So if you don't want to do it, you don't do it, but don't be afraid to think about it, talk about it with your parents. Do not go home and go, hey mom, if I die, she will scream and cry thinking you're going to commit suicide. Then she'll call me and be mad at me. Do not walk away. Hey mom, when I die, she will. Dads will flip out, they'll faint. They're like, ah, they'll be calling you and they'll get in your lockup or something. Go up to them and say, Mom, in class we were talking about organ donation because there's a mark on the deal. What do you think about organ donation, you know? Don't approach it if I die stuff. They'll get scared. All right, yeah?
I don't know how I would put this, but if you sign up to be an organ donor, could you, in some cases, put like requirements for people who you donate to, like family or anything like that?
You can do lots of stuff. Now, marking organ donation, you're an organ donor, this is why it's so important, especially being young, no will or anything, you need to communicate. I'm okay being an organ donor, but not my heart. My heart is mine, I want to be buried with my heart or whatever. I'm okay with everything, but not my eyes. My eyes, I don't even taking my lenses off, because then that'd be like seeing what I saw, and there was a movie about that. Remember that movie called, I think it was called Eyes. You remember that? Yeah, Blind Eyes, yeah, it was that girl, Jessica Alba. You know that girl? Yeah, you're like, yeah, woo, she's kind of curvy and stuff. She was in the movie and everything. I think everyone watched it because Jessica Alba was in it, but it was a bad movie. I watched it. It was a dumb movie. She was blind, then she got some eyes and she could see, but she was seeing weird things. And she ended up saving the day because there was this fire and she kept seeing the fire. And it was like, and then she went in and saved the children because she could see the future, see this fire. She saved them all, but as she was saving them, it was so hot the glass exploded into her eyes and she went blind again. So it was almost saying like, if you're blind, you're supposed to be blind. And it was like, so it's really weird. And then have you ever seen the movie Will Smith, 7 pounds? Nobody's seen that movie? Oh my goodness, you leave that movie and you just want to go, why did I waste 2 hours of my life?
Okay, so don't go see.
Oh my goodness, I hated it. Do you want me to tell you about it?
Sure.
This guy, okay, it starts and there's just lots of flashbacks going on. You're like, what? And you're like, hey, out! And he's in pain, he's like, ah! You know, and he's like,
directed this. Just
I have no idea. But he's doing all these things and all of a sudden you realize what happened. He must have fallen asleep at the wheel or something happened, he had a crash and his wife died and another family were killed in the crash. And he's just crushed with the guilt of killing 7 people. 7 people died in the crash. So he wants to save the lives of 7 people as a penitence. And so he then meets somebody that needs a kidney and he gets to know them. You're worthy. Now, if you're a jerk face, you're out, you don't get my kidney because you're a jerk. No, he wouldn't say that. They don't even know why he finds them, then he kind of meets them without them knowing what's going on. Then he just donates a kidney. You never knew it even came from me. And then he does bone marrow with no going to sleep. They let him drill into the bone and he won't take any pain. He just got to suffer. So they drill into his bone and they stick the needle and they suck his marrow out. And he's like, ah, and all this stuff. And he saves someone, and he's doing this. And finally, he's going to give his heart. Of course, that means he's going to die. Finds a young lady who needs a heart. And she's awesome, so awesome that he falls in love with her and she falls in love with him.
oh.
So then he has this elaborate suicide deal. He's in a motel with a bathtub of ice and jellyfish are in it. Because it will sting him and paralyze him and he will die, but his heart will still beat or whatever. So he writes the letter, makes the phone call, and the 911, there's a guy that's in there or whatever, and he slides in the tub and all of a sudden the jellyfish are stinging him, he's dying. And you're like, of course what happens? It goes to the girl. Her pager goes off. Beep, beep, beep. Go to the hospital. He's got some hearts available. Yes. Well, she doesn't know. Of course, who's she trying to call? Will. Hey, Will, buddy. I need to meet you. You meet me at the hospital. I've got a heart. It's going to be. And he doesn't answer because he dead. So she's calling again. Hey, Will. No answer. Leaves a message. Will. But he's dead. So he never shows up. And sure enough, she's recovering. She's feeling great. Oh my goodness, I got a new heart. Opens the letter that comes for her from Will. And you start to go, you don't know if you're supposed to be happy or sad. It's like the weirdest thing in the world. That's the end. That was it. That's the end. You're like, what? So anyways, there are movies out there about organ donation. A lot of them, though, are the opposite. They're scary. Like, the man was mugged in Central Park and they cut his back open and stole a kidney out of him. You're like, what? So don't be afraid of that kind of stuff. So, all right. Hey, is it 7 or 8? Does it say what organs?
6.
6. Yell them out. Yell. I can't hear you.
Kidney, lungs,
Kid-
pancreas.
Kidney, lungs, I heard those 3.
Heart.
Liver.
Heart.
Heart.
Bone marrow.
Bone marrow, that's good. Write them in. Let's see what you got. Kidney, liver, I heard liver. Ooh, intestine. Do you say intestine or intestine? Whatever you say, intestine. Oh, I heard pancreas. Good job. Lung. A combo pack. I want the kidney and pancreas, please, the drive-through. Heart. Another combo pack. I need that one biggie too. I need that one extra big. Now there's another list. Are you still writing here? I don't know how many you're supposed to write. 6. So here's a bunch. Your eyes, your corneas, skin, bone marrow, valves. They don't do much of this. Cartilage and muscles, they want to use your own if they can, so they'll steal it somewhere. That way there's no chance of rejection. And heart valves, they do mechanical and they usually use pig valves because they're so similar to the human heart. So did you get all of them? Did you get enough? So what's number 8?
Discovery similarities used to
You could list anything. They want everything to be the same. They want, there's other movies about cloning. Have you ever seen those cloning movies? I think cloning would be really cool. But the problem is with the technology that we have, the movies, what they do is they clone people.
Oh,
There was the Island, and there's other ones where they clone people so that then in case something happens, they can go to them. But of course they're people, but then they kill them because they don't think they're people, but it's all that moral stuff. You know, so I think if you were able to, but it would take time to clone my liver and have it grow and go, okay, now we'll put the new liver in, but it was really cloned and there was something wrong with my liver, wouldn't that same thing happen again because my genetic makeup would, anyway, so. But they would like everything to be the same because your body will try to reject it. They give you drugs to try to stop that, but they would want you to be, boy, can I give my heart to you? No, I'm a boy, you're a girl, no way. Yeah, that's baloney. I could give my heart to her, but if they could, they would keep the gender the same. They would go girl to girl, boy to boy. Of course, size. Can a little baby, can I give my heart to a 6-week-old baby?
No.
It's bigger than the baby. You're like, what, you know, it's big as baby's head. So no. So gender, sex, size would matter. Then they would go into your blood types and different immune things, and there's RH things, and then of course we'd want the same race. Exactly. And people get mixed up with this when they say African or Asian. I'm like, do you know how big Africa is? Do you know how big Asia? What are you talking about? So, you know, well, I don't understand what you mean, Mr. Marish. They wouldn't say Asian to Asian. That's just crazy. It would be Hmong to Hmong, Lao to Lao, Niger to Niger, Liberian to Liberian. You see what I'm saying? Africa's a continent. Asia's a continent. You can't say there's a lot of different things, and so they would actually want it to be exactly. Now, could I give my heart to an Asian girl? No, you're a boy and you're white. You're like, no, you can. If they could get it exactly same, but they can't a lot of times because the list of donors isn't as long as the list of people who need it. So they do the very best they can and match as much as they can. Okay? And you guys in this class, we're all pretty adult size, you know, so I think we're okay there, but I certainly probably would have to start to be careful if it was 12-year-olds and 9-year-olds and an adult heart. It might be too big for the chest. Yeah.
Can you donate something that was donated to you?
That's a great question. I've had that. So let's say I received a kidney 20 years ago. And I'm doing great just on one kidney. And now I die and I'm a donor. Could they take that kidney out? Be like the third time. It'd be like, hey, this is a used kidney, double used kidney or whatever. I don't know. You guys got good doctor questions. I'm not sure. That's a great question. So if I had a heart transplant and it was good, it was doing great, and I die, could they take that heart and do it again? There might be some problems with, you know, scar, you know, where because they had to take it out, they had to stitch it in, but who knows? Maybe you're like, no, we can handle this, because so many things are done with tiny knives and lasers and stuff. Who knows? That's a good question. Are you going to be a doctor someday? Come back and tell me the answer. So yeah, we already covered that. Tissues, race, ethnicity. We want it because the chances are better for acceptance. What's the next question?
Would you like to be donated?
Oh, all right. So sicker. Okay. So of course, minorities are recruited the hardest because the list of minorities waiting for organs is this big, but the minorities that are organ donors, the list is only this big. So you're seeing blacks and Asians there, you know, that's a continent, but you're seeing that push. We need more of you because we have a lot of you that need organs. So that, you know, but we're all being recruited to do it. So the list grows, the people that need it grows continually, but the list of donors stays about the same. I think that's changing. But I mean, look at the numbers here. Let's just round to 30 and 90. So there's 90,000 people that needed a lung, let's say, or any organ, but only 30,000 got it. So what's the number between that? 60,000 died. 60,000 didn't get them. So while they were waiting, they died. I'd hate to be the doctor that decides when they decide who's getting it, you know, and they're going, okay, what we do is we decide who's the sickest, and they're at the top of the list. But there's a point where if you get too sick, you're off the list. Meaning, they're not gonna risk giving you a heart transplant because your body's feeling so bad that we're gonna give it to someone else. So what did the doctor just say to you?
You're so dead, we can't help you.
Yeah, you did. We're not, it's sorry, goodbye. So you hope that something comes before that point, because there is a point where they go, no. So, all right, so of course here now they're gonna try to say, this girl, they're trying to pull at your heart. She died waiting. She died waiting. She died, she was waiting. Little children die waiting also. Little princess died waiting. That little dude. He died waiting. Handsome fellow died waiting. Little princess died waiting. So, is this the last question? So if you decide to be a donor, how would you let people, what should you do? Tell your parents. You can write all, these are all separate. Tell your parents, tell your doctor. Let's see, tell your parents, tell your doctors, tell your bus driver, tell your teacher, tell your preacher. I would put it on I'd mark the box. You could put it in a will, you could put it in a living will, you could put it, I don't know, is that enough? I just tell a lot of people and just talk to them, and then, like some of the young ladies brought up, be specific. I would donate my organs, but I don't want my organs to go to family. I don't want to just go to a stranger. You can do that. You can have my, everything but not my eyes. My eyes are mine, don't, you know. So, if I was dead, I would like to play a joke. But people would be mad. Wouldn't it be cool if you were laying in your coffin and you had some of these electronic things and they put the marbles in your eyes, you know, because you get all dehydrated. And then you had these things that would go like this and open your eyes. So you'd be laying there and people like, oh, poor Bill. And then you go like this. Oh, his eyes open! And maybe even sit up a little bit like, you have a little thing in your head.
Wait, but it have a little string that does this.
Yeah.
That way we just.
We're naughty people. All right, so, you, of course, if you have someone that, has anybody been involved with organ donation? Anyone received an organ? You received one? What'd you get?
Kidney.
Kidney. So you had the question because you're like, well, could I donate my kidney again? I don't know. But you got one. Who did it come from?
A 19-year-old boy.
Oh, so never met him or anything, but you got a kidney. So you got only one that works really good, the other one? Good. I know that a lot of athletes will wait until afterwards because if you have one kidney, they won't let you in sports because if you get wrapped in the kidney or something, the other one would save you, but if you only have one, they don't want you doing that, So anybody else, how about, okay, one person received, anybody family donated, or you have aunts and uncles that have received or anything? Anybody been involved in bone marrow? Like your mom gave bone marrow, your dad, nobody? No stories, just one? How old were you, sweetheart, how old were you?
Kindergarten.
You were 5 years old? You're just a baby still, that's little. Things are good, good. Anything else? All right, we're gonna watch a video. So let's jump up and shout out the camera. Bye people, see you. Same bad time, base, same bad channel. Google Classroom 48, QYDI.